Good morning, good morning, good morning. Whew, how is it Thursday again already? I have my timer going because I could just go on this subject, and I have a client coming in. So, wanted to mention that it is what they call Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but I would prefer, after my friend and peer, Dr. Veronica, who is a two-time breast cancer survivor, and she counsels and educates women all over the world, that actually it's Breast Health Awareness Month. She calls it BAM, BHAM, which I like that a whole lot better. My newsletter is coming out today. I am addressing some of the issues of breast cancer awareness versus breast health awareness. And if you're not getting my newsletter, would you please let me know and I can get you signed up for that. This letter is just really rich with a lot of great articles and things that I think are important and relevant to us. It's also Menopause Awareness Month, so the two are tied together. Talk about hormones and screening techniques. There's a recipe as usual. And anyway, so wanted to mention that. If you're not getting my newsletter, please let me know. I'd love for you. It only comes out twice a month. Try to always get it on Tuesdays or Thursdays. I don't want to inundate you with a lot of nonsense, but anyway, today I wanted to also talk about our metabolism. What is your metabolism? And I do have my notes here because there's some statistics that I have to quote, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to post them. So I'm looking at you and not all of my notes. But there was a guy named Santorio Sanctorius. He was the first person addicted to weighing himself, but he weighed himself after every ate, after he drank, after he went to the bathroom. He wasn't motivated by weight loss. He was studying what we call today metabolism. And that was in 1614. So 400 years later, we're still trying to figure out our metabolism. Your metabolism does have influence over your body weight, although we've unlocked a few new ideas and key habits to what really influences our metabolism. And when I have women in my office who have hypothyroidism or thyroid issues, I like to also say that the thyroid gland is like the gas pedal on your car. When the gas pedal's down, we slow and we go faster and faster. If we let off the gas pedal, we go slower and slower, and things start to slow down. Our metabolism, our hair growth, our skin turnover. We can become constipated if our thyroid is slowing. Everything, digestion, everything is slowing down. So metabolism is kind of like the gas pedal on your car. We want to keep it nice and not rev too hot and not too slow. It is your way of your body's ability to convert what we eat and drink into energy. The chemical reaction that happens is what we need to function and stay alive. Your metabolism is running 24/7. You breathe, you circulate blood, you repair cells if you're resting or even sleeping. A slow metabolism will burn fewer calories in the day, and a faster metabolism demands more calories to keep things moving and grooving. So how do we rev up our engine and influence our metabolism? Well, it is influenced by your genetics, and our habits can push that number up or down. How you eat, how you exercise, how much you currently weigh, and your sleep will all play a part in the speed of your metabolism. You can manipulate your metabolism and boost your weight loss with 3 small steps. So we want you to increase your step count. I don't know if many of you are wearing an Apple Watch or a pedometer or a Fitbit or something like that, but walking is one of the most physically beneficial activities you can incorporate into your lifestyle. And we're talking about good for your brain. Walking helps balance your blood sugar, but it also helps keep your metabolism running, revving. It's also shown that it can help with depression and add years to your life. The bonus is walking will increase your metabolism. One 30-minute session a day of walking will burn up to 200 calories. And it increases your resting calorie burn for a few hours after your walk is over. So not only do you have a calorie burn while you're exercising, and of course, thank you, Jane Fonda, we all thought that it was just cardio, but there's something called a resting calorie burn rate. So this low impact form of exercise won't cause injury. You can enjoy it forever. Walking is great. If you want motivation and you want to wear a pedometer or a Fitbit to see where your steps are, we are looking at 10,000 steps as is a goal. If you are only at 5,000 or 6,000, walk for 5 more minutes. Do another loop around the block. See how we can increase our steps. The second thing that you can do to speed up your metabolism is strength train. Now, when I say the word strength train, I hope you aren't, oop, I didn't set my timer. Look at that, Leslie. Timer, go. When I say strength training, I hope you're not thinking lifting weights and pushing, that kind of thing. Strength training actually can be accomplished with your own body weight. That is to say, yoga, where you're balancing on your own body weight, or push-ups. Walking actually is strength training because gravity is working with your skeletal structure while you walk. However, strength training leaves walking in the shadows, because the workout, we thought Jane Fonda, cardio, that we would be burning more fat with that way, but what we know now today, cardio can burn more calories per minute during a workout. However, it doesn't increase your resting metabolism as much as strength training does. So when you go for a jog, in 10 minutes, you'll burn about 100 calories. Once you finish your workout, your strength training workout, you leave the gym and you continue on your day, your body's going to burn more calories per hour in the following few hours than if you hadn't worked out at all. If, on the other hand, you complete a strength training workout in the same amount of time, okay, excuse me, I got that wrong. Cardio, in 10 minutes, you're going to burn 100 calories. But once you leave the gym, your resting burn rate doesn't really follow you, in other words. But if you do a strength training workout in that same amount of time, let's say 10 minutes of lifting weights, and it can be light weights, you'll only burn 50 calories in 10 minutes. But your body's going to burn significantly more calories for the next 24 hours than if you've just gone for a run. Strength training exercises will gradually increase the size of your muscles. And each pound of muscle requires your body to burn more calories while at rest. And that's why I emphasize for women over 40 that they need to be concerned about keeping their muscle mass, keeping their muscles strong. We lose muscle mass as we age, and that's not attractive. And it's not healthy. We can be vain and say it's not attractive, but we can also say muscle strength, that we lose our muscle mass, doesn't help us age well. And so this extra burning is not limited to those few hours after a workout. As your muscle size increases, your body burns through your calorie reserves. Think your fat storage. I've always talked about our storage tanks, whether it's our belly or our butt, our boobs. Your body needs to burn that energy from those storage tanks to meet your higher energy needs. So the more you are strength training and walking, your body needs more energy. It will dig into your fat stores. The other thing, the third step that you can do to increase your metabolism is every time you eat, your metabolism increases slightly to digest and store the food you've consumed. This process is called the thermic process of food, or the thermic effect of food. Protein, think animal flesh, seafood. And protein has a higher thermic effect than fats and carbs because it takes longer for our bodies to burn and absorb it. Studies have found that combining adequate protein intake with strength training exercises will boost your metabolism. So it's not a eat less, jog more. It's an actual scientific studied fact that eat more protein with strength training levels up your metabolism, increases your metabolism, so you actually burn more that way. Protein promotes muscle synthesis, easy for me to say with my Invisalign in. Helps you preserve lean muscle mass while we age. Pair your walking with your strength training. Adequate amounts of protein daily is crucial for your body to build strength instead of losing it. This simple diet shift, which I have been incorporating into my life in the last 5 years and really concentrating on the protein intake in the last 2 years, will prevent the decline in your metabolism and your physical strength. So, Leslie, how much is protein? And that's a good subject for next week because I've got a couple of great blog articles about what is adequate protein for a woman. There is a body formula, there's a weight, height, age formula, but I'm hoping that I can encourage you to have 30 grams of protein with every meal. Now, Leslie, I'm intermittent fasting, so I'm only eating 2 meals a day. Well, then you can have 45 and 45, but I'm shooting personally for 85 to 100 grams of protein as I increase my strength training. That can be adding a chicken breast to a salad. That can be adding a salmon fillet to a salad. That can be, like us last night, we had a marinated flank steak, and I had a good amount of it, and then I had creamed spinach on the side. Ooh, it was so good. You can start your day with a smoothie, with a protein smoothie, and a lot of the protein powders that I like will have at least 20 to 30 grams of protein per scoop, and none of the fillers, none of the sweeteners, and other kind of unusual things. So it's, an egg has protein, but you need to have about 5 eggs at one sitting to get 20 to 30 grams of protein. Egg, of course, is the perfect brain food, perfect food that God gave us. Anyway, metabolism. Now, the reason I promote intermittent fasting, and I don't want you noshing all day, no fueling, sorry, none of that snacky stuff, is because if your digestion is always going, it never gets a break to detox and relax and do the autophagy that your brain needs. Keeping your digestion working is really detrimental to the body. So we do want to take that break. You have dinner at 6 and you don't eat anything again until 10 the next morning. That's a 14-hour fast. That's beautiful. You can push it to 11 or noon, so to get in a 14 to 16-hour fast. But during that period of not eating, your body gets to relax, repair, restore, and detoxify. So just as metabolism is going on 24/7, so is detoxification going 24/7. So I don't like to use the word, let's do a detox together, because detox happens all the time. However, I think there are periods in our lives that we can do an extended fast, a super fast. We can do a bone broth cleanse. And I am about to promote a 15-day pre-holiday reset. A lot of folks right now are going into the holidays thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to gain that 5 pounds, or I'm already 5 pounds overweight. How do I get ready for it? Or I just need a reset. I've been on vacation. I've been traveling. I've eaten a lot of things, had a lot to drink. So you'll see in my newsletter news about this Biotics product that is scientifically, medically designed to level out your blood sugar levels, support your liver, your gallbladder, your detox processes, that is moving your bowels. And it's anybody can do anything for 15 days. You can give up your alcohol, you can give up your coffee, you can give up the sugar, and do this 2 shakes a day. And it is a shake and 1 solid meal. But most participants that have done this 15-day reset will see some weight loss, feel thinner, look slimmer, clearer brain, less brain fog, and level out their blood sugar levels. So look for that in my newsletter. That's going to be called the 15-day pre-holiday reset, and with Leslie Bumpus. So I am at my timer. Yay! I hope metabolism is something that I cleared up a little bit today. Just to recap, walking is great because even if you stop your walk, your resting burn rate throughout the day is extended. Strength training is even better than walking because in strength training, you keep your metabolism burning and your extended resting burn rate goes on further throughout the day. And protein, eating more protein. That's tip number 3, how we can keep our metabolism revved, because it takes more of our body energy to burn protein than it does to burn carbs. So any questions? Let me know. Let me see if anybody's here right now. Someone. I've read that muscle burns fat right where it's at. So weighing isn't necessarily equates with size because muscle weighs more than fat. Yes, muscle weighs more than fat. I have a client who has been weight training, strength training, and his goal is to lose 25 pounds. He is pushing some serious weight, and he's lost 20 pounds, which he's happy about. But his body shape has completely changed. He's got a chest and great arms, and his waist is whittled. But he thought he would lose more weight. But I said, you have to remember, now you have muscle, and it looks good on you. So, yes, Sabrina, good point. Thanks for piping in on that. Yeah, so interesting what we know and we're studying about the body these days. So I have to run. I'm trying to figure out the best way. Maybe next week I'll have a better way to put my notes up. I need like one of those old-fashioned. Remember when typists used to look at the thingy over there, the attorneys, and they would clip all their documents? I need something like that. I love you all. Thank you so much for joining me today. Next week, how much protein is enough? Or more on breast health? Or more on menopause? You tell me. We'll see you next week.